Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm here for another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show based around cosplay coverage, convention news, and all that fun stuff. For this episode, kicking off June, and hopefully it's the start of a new weekly schedule that I'm going to try to start doing. So, good luck with that for me. um, for today's episode, I have my wonderful friend Azumii.
Hello, that's me.
That's you. How you doing?
I'm all right.
All right. Um, quickly before we get into it, just a couple of housekeeping stuff. So the show is available on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Because I guess iTunes is gonna get all revamped, changed, deleted in exchange for that. So you can check them out on those platforms. And please, if you would like to rate and review the show, because it'll help out a lot. Currently on my blog, Lightning Palace, you can check out posts featuring features on Sparkle Stash as Shenron from Dragon Ball, a showcase on Sylvia Sway's Atlanta from the Aquaman movie, as well as a bunch of shots showing off the amazing makeup that Allison Tabitha has done over the course of cosplaying, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Upcoming, just a little tease, I have Pasha Cosplay's Death Guard, which was part of the whole Knights of the Ebon Blade group, and also Termina Cosplay's Red Gyarados Kajinka. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. And quick shout out to my Patreon peeps. I've got Coralia Jade, Katyuska Moonfox, Mink the Satyr, Nicole Marie Jean, Noah, Shaylin, and Oh My Sophie. And oh, look at that. I see Azumii on here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. She follows it. Oh my gosh. And let's see here. What else we got? Um yeah, that's pretty much it. Next part is the cosplayer spotlight. So Azumi and I, we go a little bit back ish because I first found you out because I guess you've known me for a while. I guess through Danielle
Mhm.
because I first found you out when you sent me prints as part of a giant care package that Danielle sent a couple years back, and yeah, then we just started to get to know each other and we've been buddies ever since.
Yeah, that's basically the long and short of it.
Yeah. Um, Azumi does a lot of cosplays, mostly a bunch of animes that I have no goddamn clue about because anime is not my strong suit, as I hope many people already know. But she also is known for having an infatuation with Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Why are you gonna call me out like that?
Hey, I gotta do my research, man. I gotta do my research with both cosplaying as Seto Kaiba as well as various versions of the blue-eyed white dragon, like dress form and bikini form.
Mhm.
And
And also D&D bard form.
ooh, was that already done or is that upcoming?
I did that at CatsuCon last year.
Did I see that?
I don't know, did you?
I think I did. I don't remember. I don't remember. I have a picture of us somewhere. But yeah. So there's that. Sort of a segue when I mentioned bikini blue eyes. So the main topic is all about ColossalCon. For those who are unaware, ColossalCon is a convention that takes place at the Kalahari Water Resort in Ohio. And I mean, they just recently, I think within the past couple of years, they also now have a version of the con for the East Coast. But it's basically a water park within the hotel, and that is where everyone breaks out the bikini versions of every character you could possibly imagine. So, Azumi, you went there.
I did. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah, I the the main point of my vacation was actually not ColossalCon, it was how much Arby's I ate.
Oh,
I had 31 roast beef sliders in 7 days.
oh my God.
Which on the flip side meant that I couldn't get it all drunk for ColossalCon.
Right.
Because fun fact, Arby's just absorbs alcohol. If you have Arby's in your system, you just can't get drunk, as I've discovered. So I spent my entire weekend sober, but full of Arby's. But the con itself was great. It was definitely a lot more chill, like a chill atmosphere this year than the past years that I've been, and I think part of that was just because there were um, a lot of pretty large group of cosplayers that have gone in the previous years that didn't go this year because of the way that they changed like the lottery system for getting rooms.
Okay.
And a lot of people decided that they're going to do YetiCon instead this year.
Right. That's this weekend, isn't it?
Oh my god, is it?
I think it is.
I'm so excited to see everybody's YetiCon costume.
Yeah, no, I think I saw one cosplayer post about it. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's this weekend. But yeah, so you went all of the days.
Mhm.
Um, how many outfits did you bring?
Uh, let's see. I brought one, two, three, four swimsuits
Okay,
and two just like non-swimsuit costumes.
all right.
So
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I'll leave it to you to tell everyone about ColossalCon.
All right. Yeah. So like James said, ColossalCon is the it's mainly like a water park convention. There is an actual con that's pretty similar to normal anime conventions that you would see elsewhere. They have like a dealer's room, an artist alley, panels, cosplay contests, all that kind of stuff. But the main reason that a lot of people go is for the water park. It's a really good venue for getting pictures of like summertime cosplays and swimsuit cosplays. Um, it's also just filled to the brim with alcohol. So it's also a really good like really fun party con. Um, typically I spend my colossal con drunk out of my mind, but like I said, Arby's Arby's sort of thwarted that plan. So I mostly spent my days just kind of hanging out by the water, doing photos, just relaxing with the people that were there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it was definitely a lot. I don't know if it was smaller this year because I think the convention itself seemed about as packed as usual, but I definitely feel like the in terms of like cosplayers, there were certainly a lot less people there.
Yeah.
But it was still a good time. I love ColossalCon. It's one of my favorites, and we always go there for a week because my fiance is from Ohio, so we'll spend some time beforehand just hanging out with his friends. And
Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it's always just like a really relaxing, chill time.
Yeah. Um, so what characters did you bring to Colossal?
I did Wedding Rem from ReZero. So the meme of ColossalCon, before I go into this, the meme of ColossalCon for my cosplays this year was that I just kept cosplaying sisters and then did not have my sister with me. So I did Rem from ReZero and I had no Ram. I did Racing Queen Atago from Azure Lane, which is a Chinese mobile game about ship girls,
Okay.
sort of like Concole, but I did Racing Queen Atago, and I did not have a taco as my sister. I did both the maid version and a swimsuit version of Vanilla from Nekopara, and did not have a Chocola as my sister.
Okay.
And I also haven't gotten photos of it yet because I kind of just wore it around to hang out in the convention center. But I also did Empress C2 from Code Geass.
Okay. Yeah, none of those titles ring a bell. Well, okay, ReZero I know just
Yeah.
because of Rem and Ram. You took Code Geass?
Code Geass is like a
Okay,
2006 anime.
I've heard the name, and then Atago is from a Chinese mobile game. Okay.
Azure Lane. And then Nekopara is an erotic visual novel.
Oh, okay. I think I might have heard of that, but yeah, all things I'm not 100% familiar with. Um, yeah, okay. Uh, any any like standout cosplay that you noticed at the con, or
Let me see.
because I was aware that I think Pasha cosplay was there as the Pikachu at one point.
Yep, she was there as Pikachu, and then before that, she also did Racing Queen Atago.
Oh, okay, yep.
Actually, she did it the day before me. So when I did a Racing Queen, she came and found me and was like, "Hey, do you want to use my flag? I have a flag." And so I got to run around with her flag all day, and that was pretty fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think the main issue with a lot of like the big standout cosplays that people were doing is that typically we'll like break out our big cosplays during golden hour and we'll go shoot out in the fields, but it was raining like the whole weekend.
Oh no.
So no one got to get their very pretty golden hour field
Oh
photos that they
no.
wanted. Momo Kurumi did a whole bunch of really great cosplays for Colossal this year.
Oh yeah, that's
She always
right.
breaks out some great swimsuits, but my favorite one that she did was Claire, who's a gym leader
That's
for
right.
Pokemon. And
Yeah,
oh man, that one was
I
good.
I blanked out. Yeah, no, I forgot she was there. Yeah, she did Claire, which blew my mind, and then she also did Officer Jenny,
Mhm.
which was also fantastic. Yeah, those were great.
Yeah.
Um, so you said that ColossalCon was a normal anime convention, like within the hotel area. Did you do any like vending or well, not vending, like shopping or
Oh yeah.
panels or?
I didn't do too many panels. We mostly spent a lot of our time in like the arcade area, playing like a lot of fighting and rhythm games. Um, but when I went into like the artist alley and the dealer's room, that was pretty fun. I was mainly looking for jewelry pieces because I'm working on a portfolio for my master's program I'm trying to get into right now,
Okay.
and so I'm trying to collect like kind of unique jewelry pieces for that. And so I found a couple of those there that I was pretty happy about. Um, but for like how big the con is, I'd say like the artist alley and the dealer's room always seem a little small to me at ColossalCon.
Hmm.
But I mean they got some fun stuff there.
That's good. That's good. Um. Yeah, I know the arcade has been known to have some fabulous photo shoots happen
Mhm.
just from years past. Trying to think of what else. Were there a lot of Pokemon cosplays or groups or whatever?
Um.
Like, I'm trying to think if there were any like standout like group cosplays because I just remember one year there was the Shadow of the Colossus group that
Mhm.
took center stage for one year. I was curious if there was any kind of groups or setups like that.
Not that I can really think of. I mean, I know that there was a Yu-Gi-Oh group because there's a Yu-Gi-Oh group at ColossalCon every year. Um, but I didn't actually see too many big
Hmm.
groups this year.
Hmm. Interesting.
They might have been there. I might have been just like in different places at the times that they were going on, but
Right.
Most of the things that I can think of were just like solo costumes.
Hmm.
I think the atmosphere of ColossalCon was a lot more relaxed this year.
I feel I could kind of feel it from some of the posts and some of the photos that I saw that came out of it. Like they weren't. Yeah. Huh. Anything else do you
Mm,
think of you wanted to talk about the con or?
not that I can really think of. It was just pretty standard, fun con. I had a good time relaxing. ColossalCon's always fun, even when
Yeah.
it's like more chill.
Right. Right. Have you ever been to the one on the East Coast, or
Yes, yeah.
are
Um,
they both generally the same, or like do you prefer one over the other?
I actually haven't been to the convention itself. Like the convention center for ColossalCon East. We mostly just go there and like hang out in the hot tubs. But I think ColossalCon East feels a lot like ColossalCon did this year because it's smaller. It's just a lot more laid back. Um, I can't speak very much about the convention itself because, like I said, I haven't been in the convention center itself. But the it's just a lot of like partying and sitting in hot tubs and relaxing and doing costumes.
Yeah, I can believe that. Um, let's see. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Um, I guess if that's it, we could probably move on to the next part. Um, so this part is I like to call it the franchise design slash teacher technique
Mhm.
part, and mostly we go into like the second part of that, where basically, so you had 4 outfits. Is there one in particular that you enjoyed making the most for
Uh,
ColossalCon?
fun fact: I actually didn't make any of my costumes for ColossalCon this year.
Oh, okay.
I just Uoa was having a like billion% off sale, so I just bought a whole bunch of cosplays and just brought them to the water park.
Oh, all right. Um, is there any outfit in recent memory that you enjoyed making?
Hmm. I think the one that like really pops into my mind, although it's not super recent, is my KDA Akali. I made that back in like December, whenever the KDA stuff like came out. But um,
Okay.
I've been wearing it so much because we're working on the music video right now that it's just the one that kind of jumps out in my mind.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, that one is still probably one of my favorite costumes that I've made. Uh,
Okay.
a lot really went into it.
Like what?
Um, the entire costume glows in blacklight because there's an entire segment from the music video that we also wanted to replicate and that I wanted to replicate in the costume, where she's in like a room full of blacklight. And so I use like blacklight paint and glow in the dark paint on her jacket and a bunch of the pieces of her not like her armor, but there's like little gold metal detail pieces,
Right.
like little details on her shoes, on just all over the outfit. That yeah. The black light is a big thing. That wig. Oh, I also put black light paint on the wig. And the wig itself was just a monster of a thing.
Oh boy.
It's really heavy. It needs like 50 bobby pins to stay on my head. But it's just like a big anime ponytail.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, I'd say that costume definitely jumps out to me as like one of the more recent ones that I'm pretty proud of.
Okay.
There's one that
Um,
I'm working on now, slowly but surely. It's a ball gown that I'm doing. It's the Countess from Darkest Dungeon. That I'm really taking my time on because I want it to be like perfect.
Right. Right.
But I'm really happy with how that's turning out so far.
Is that an anime?
Darkest Dungeon is a video game.
I don't think I've heard of it.
It's a turn-based sort of like survival horror-esque. Um, the premise of which is you basically get like a group of adventurers together to go fight these like terrifying eldritch things that have all been released from this manor.
Okay.
And it's very much about like balancing health and stress and not dying, and but also
Gotcha.
being okay with the fact that death is kind of just part of the game and you have to be able to cut your losses and
Right.
be willing to like give up, but also that doing things like that make the like members of your group upset. And so then yeah, stress management is a big part of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really solid game. I've got like 300 hours in Darkest Dungeon at the least.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Highly recommend. They're coming out with they released the trailer for Darkest Dungeon 2 a
Ooh.
couple months ago. And it's going to be, from what the trailer seems like, and just knowing how ingrained in like HP Lovecraft it is, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be based off of the Mountains of Madness by HP Lovecraft,
Okay.
which I'm so excited for because that is one of my favorite books.
Hmm.
The last DLC that they did for the first Darkest Dungeon that's already out was based on The Color Out of Space, which is like my second favorite Lovecraft novel of all time.
Oh wow.
So it's just really good.
Hitting
It's just so good.
all your sweet spots.
Yeah. So that's a great game. That's a costume that I'm working on. I have no idea when it's gonna be done because I'm working on it like at a snail's pace to make sure it's perfect. But
Yeah.
slowly but surely,
Sounds
it's
smart.
getting
Yeah.
worked on. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um out of all the versions of Blue Eyes like Dragon that you did, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, the ball gown.
The ball gown?
Yeah.
What was it
Yeah.
like making that one?
Well, the ball gown itself, I actually made for school. Um,
Oh, okay.
it was my final piece for my functional clothing design um class, and it's a nightmare of a dress. It's the corset top to it is 24 individual pieces on the outside, all sewn together to make that like color blocked pattern. Um, it's fully lined. It's got boning in it. It's got uh, bra pads. The skirt is like 6 layers of circle skirts, plus like the tulle underneath. And then for the costume, like the cosplay version, I also made armor pieces for that. So,
Right.
um, yeah, that's pretty easily my favorite version of Blue Eyes.
All right. Cool. Someone's probably gonna understand all those terminologies that you just spouted. I'm just sitting and nodding. Sitting and nodding. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, Not that I can really think of, unless there's other questions that you had for me.
I mean, we pretty much covered practically everything on here on my little format list.
Mm-hmm.
When's your upcoming like next convention?
That's a great question. Um,
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know actually. Because we're not doing. I don't know if we're doing ColossalCon East this year. We might be. Um, I think that we're not doing Otakuthon because my passport got stolen.
Oh God.
So there's a bit that needs to happen on getting a new passport. So maybe not Otakuthon this year. I didn't get a ticket for BlizzCon, so I would love to go if they do another round of like last year they did like a third round when they got like a bunch back from scalpers and stuff. So if they do that
Okay.
again, I'll try to get a ticket again, but I was not lucky enough to get it the first 2 rounds.
Oh.
And then after that, that's like everything for this year.
Yeah,
So
you're skipping out on New York?
yeah. I mean, KatsuCon next year, more than likely I'll be going. ColossalCon I'll be going. PAX East, of course. PAX East
Right.
is my favorite con of every year. But
Yeah.
in terms of this year, I really have no idea. Everything in my current convention life is kind of up in the air, especially working on my portfolio, and my fiance just got a new internship. So
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely put a wrench into things.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all I know is New York is my only remaining con for this year, and then I'd like to shoot for Katsu next year. Now that I'm making a little bit more money now, so that maybe more like high end, expensive con can be more of a thing.
Mhm.
Where I'd still do less amounts of them. Like I'm like at the top of my head, I'm thinking Con, PAX East for more than one day, like what I did this year, and then probably New York again, unless something comes up where I get the urge to go to another con that I've never been to. Like I'd love to go to ColossalCon at least once.
Mhm.
Like I'd love to go to Dragon Con at least once.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
wanted to go to Dragon Con really bad.
yeah. You ever been?
No.
No. Mm.
Uh I wanted to go this year, but again, internships and master's programs and all of that have made any plans very difficult to make.
Yeah. I mean, I may not be huge into Blizzard games, but I'd love to see BlizzCon at least once.
Mhm.
Experience what that con is like. 'Cause I know that's a giant like cosplay grade convention where a lot of people bring out crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean we all did Ebb and Blade last year.
That's right. Yeah.
BlizzCon is honestly just such a treat. I love BlizzCon. I've been really into Blizzard games since I was a kid. Like I've been playing World of Warcraft for as long as it's been out, like since I was like 7 years old.
Ooh.
So, um yeah, BlizzCon for me is definitely really special because I do play I either currently play almost like all of the Blizzard games, or I've at the very least like played each of them once in the past. Like I played a lot of StarCraft 2, I played a lot of Diablo, I
Right.
played
Right.
all of the Warcrafts, all the World of Warcraft, all that. Um, so yeah, BlizzCon is definitely a lot more. I don't really have a lot of experience with how it is not being a fan of Blizzard because I obviously am a pretty big one. I'd say it's probably more fun if you're a fan of Blizzard games, but
Right.
there's definitely enough there that you don't have to be super into Blizzard games in order to have a good time.
I mean, I pretty much just have an attachment to World of Warcraft.
Mhm.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't. I did get back into it for a little bit, but then I dropped it because Kingdom Hearts 3 was on the horizon, and
Mhm.
then that took all my time. But now I beat it, and I'm like, do I want to go back to paying $15 a month?
Are you planning on playing Classic WoW?
I don't know, cause like I came into so you obviously still play WoW
Yeah.
to this day. You're in Battle for Azeroth and all that.
Well, I quit Battle for Azeroth because it's garbage. But
Oh.
other than Battle for Azeroth being bad, yeah, I still play World of Warcraft. I played up until a couple of months ago.
Yeah, yeah, because I got into it um right when Lich King came out,
Mhm.
and I think that's a huge reason why Lich King is one of my favorite expansion packs because it's just very awesome. And like I did play Warcraft 3, I never beat it because it's too hard for my young mind. Like I got stuck on the undead campaign. Like I can't beat it.
Okay, yeah.
So I never cleared it, but like I knew like all the big players and all that fun stuff. And then I dropped after during Cataclysm.
Mm-hmm.
So before Mr. Pandaria came out. And then I got back into it when Battle for Ragnarok came on because my dad, before he passed away, he got back into it because he would play it during his chemo sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So he still had his account like still up and running, like it was about to get charged or something. So I was like, oh, I'll hop onto this. And then I was like, are all my characters still around? And they were. I was like, oh my God. And then I just got sucked back into it and then was playing for a little while. So like at the moment I have 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
All horde. Um
Boo.
boo you
Boo.
say?
Boo, I say.
All blood elves.
I mean, alright, the only good horde race.
Yeah, paladin, mage, and then I made a demon hunter. Although I did work my ass off to unlock the what's the frickin' allied race? The other elves.
Oh, the ones who like the crystals. Fucking I
The,
completely forget their name because they're the big ones in Legion and now I'm blanking.
yeah, I'm because I mean like Alliance got void elves.
Yeah. The
And
fucking
then
not night elves.
well
They have
it
Nightborn.
Nightborn, that's it.
I was like, night something, not the night elves.
No, no. Yeah, so like I worked my ass off to like get exalted with them, and then I changed race to a Nightborn for my mage.
That's fair, and I'm really sad that Nightborn were not the Alliance race because they were the ones that I was most looking forward to. And then I was
Yeah, I
like,
mean
God damn it, why are you Horde?
I was pumped up for the Void Elves, but then they were Alliance. Like, oh,
You can have the Void Elves, give me the Nightborn.
right, right. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get back into WoW. I mean, I obviously never played Classic, so I mean, I've seen like a lot of people go on and on about, oh, we're gonna relive the glory days of all the bugs and the glitches and all the stuff that today's players aren't really used to anymore. So yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, I played a little bit of Diablo 3, and then that's about as far as my Blizzard game knowledge goes. Never touched StarCraft, and I don't even think I want to touch Overwatch. And
It's not. If you weren't into it in the beginning, Overwatch isn't like I don't think a particularly good thing to get into now.
right, I'm just I can't do those battle arena games because I mean that's essentially what it is.
Mhm.
Like I'll appreciate the cosplay and all the character designs, but I just can't get into the game itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
Overwatch
just
is a lot of fun, but I think because I played in the beta and I think I really burned myself out.
yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. I'll sometimes I'll be like, oh, let's play Overwatch again, and then I'll play like 3 games, and I'm like, well, that's enough Overwatch for another like 8 months.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'd love to experience maybe BlizzCon at least once. I think that would be the con where I'd love to experience what conventions are like on the West Coast because
Mhm.
I've only been restricted to the East Coast and the New England area to an extent. Yeah. Well, if that's about everything, I think we can wrap this episode up. Um, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much, Azumii, for being my guest for this week. I really appreciate it. You're a doll, and I love following your Patreon and seeing the outfits that you make, and it's a lot of fun, guys. She's a lot of fun. Yeah, so you can just listen to my podcast on the respective platforms. You can follow my Patreon, or just keep an eye out for my blog and its social media accounts under Lightning Palace. There's one for Instagram and one for Twitter. Azumii, if they want to follow your cosplays, where do they go?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Azumii Cosplay, all one word, Azumii Cosplay. And you can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/Azumii. It sounds like how it's spelled, just with two I's at the end instead of one. But yeah, everything for me is the same handle.
Right. All right. So, yeah, like I mentioned at the top, hopefully I'm going to kick in weekly episodes. So you can expect a new one hopefully next week. So, yeah, just stay tuned for that. Oh, and I also almost forgot. I recently had created a Facebook page for my podcast. So you can check it out at Cosplay Bites on Facebook. And that's where I'm going to be posting most of the episodes and other tidbits if I come up with anything. So, yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys.